August 13th, 2016, 23-year-old Sylville K. Smith is shot and killed by police in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The incident leads to chaos and riots in the streets of Milwaukee.
Violent protests erupting in Milwaukee after police shot and killed a black man they say was armed. Businesses and police cars set on fire. The National Guard has been activated. ABC's Eva Pilgrim has the latest.
The 23-year-old suspect now being identified as Sylville Smith. According to authorities, he was armed and took off on foot. The officer, who was also black, ordering him to drop his weapon. When Smith didn't comply, firing several rounds, killing Smith.
When we take a deeper look at this incident, once again, it becomes apparent that this shooting of a so-called African American man carrying a concealed weapon is just another orchestrated event, just like the killing of Alton Sterling in Baton Rouge and Philando Castile in Minneapolis, specifically designed to cause anarchy, chaos, lawlessness, and revolution on the streets of American cities. Let's break down the details so that I can show you the hidden meanings found in this event. The incident began when two uniformed Milwaukee police officers stopped two suspects in a car in the 3200 block of North 44th Street at about 3:30 p.m. on August 13th. Notice the reference to the numbers 32 and 33 in this story. The numbers 32 and 33 connect this story with Freemasonry, since Scottish Rite Freemasonry confer upon their members the 4th to 32nd degree. The 33rd degree is said to be an honorary degree of the Scottish Rite. The 33rd degree is symbolized with the double-headed eagle with the number 33, along with the motto Ordo ab Chaos, or order out of chaos. The man killed was identified as 23-year-old Sylville Smith. The mayor said Sylville was in possession of a stolen gun which had 23 rounds in the magazine.
That he had a gun in his hand. Now, the police officer didn't know it at the time, but there were 23 rounds in that gun, which means that he had more bullets in his gun than the police officer had in his gun.
The number 23 connects this event to Principia Discordia, the goddess of chaos and discord. Thus, the riots and chaos which followed, and the discord that has reached a boiling point between police and the communities they are sworn to protect.
As people ran for cover through smoke-filled mayhem, sounds of gunfire, the crowd targeting police.
Shots fired, shots fired. I'm getting injured. There's so many rocks coming.
This police car destroyed. Another up in flames.
This shooting occurred on 44th Street on August 13th. This is where it gets really interesting. Pay close attention.
Number 44.
The number 44 identifies Barack Obama as the 44th president. This number is also connected to Satan through Mark Twain's book, The Mysterious Stranger, number 44. When we break down the date, August 13th, 1 plus 3 equals 4. Therefore, we have 8-4 since August is the 8th month. When we put these two numbers together, we get 4484, the same numbers that were centered in the background of the picture of accused Dallas shooter Micah Xavier Johnson. In this picture, I want you to notice the man standing to the right of the father of Sylville Smith, pictured in the center. He is wearing the same type of black beaded necklace and black medallion worn by Micah Xavier Johnson. There are several elements working in concert to bring about the complete and total destruction of America. The fact that Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, and Sylville Smith were all carrying concealed weapons when they were killed by police connect each of these shootings to the push to take the right to bear arms away from the American people. And the mention of Sylville's gun, which held 23 rounds, is connected to the push to ban high-capacity magazines. Another element being used by the spirit of Antichrist is the intentional provocation of the people, inciting them to revolution through psychological and emotional manipulation. This is being done in cities across the nation through the orchestrated police shootings of black men, both armed and unarmed, as well as the recent orchestrated shootings of police by Micah Xavier Johnson and Gavin Eugene Long, aka Cosmo Sitepinra. The anticipated result is the eventual institution of martial law. Typically, the imposition of martial law accompanies curfews, the suspension of civil law, civil rights, habeas corpus, and the application or extension of military law or military justice to civilians. It should be noted that the National Guard was deployed to Wisconsin in response to the riots there.
The National Guard will be activated, but it will not be deployed unless Chief Flynn decides to deploy it. 125 members of the National Guard are on their way to Milwaukee as we speak.
The city's County Sheriff David Clark asked for the activation of the National Guard earlier on Sunday.
Sheriff David Clark was given control of the situation in Milwaukee. It should be noted that Clark has said that there is no police brutality in America.
There is no racism in the hearts of police officers. There is no police brutality in the United States.
He has also called protesters of police brutality subhuman.
Let them fend for themselves. Let the good law-abiding people of New York clash with them for disrupting their lives, disrupting their businesses. Then the police can show up and arrest these subhuman creeps for creating a disturbance. That we can do.
Clark's statements are evidence that he is a self-hating, self-aggrandizing, pompous bigot. He is the embodiment of Clayton Bigsby in a police uniform.
Sir, my message is simple. Niggers, Jews, homosexuals, Mexicans, Arabs, and all kinds of different types stink, and I hate it.
And this is the man they choose to give the power to merge his police force with the National Guard during this racially divisive event. The Milwaukee cop who fatally shot Sylville Smith has been identified as an acquaintance of Sylville and an amateur rapper. In a video on YouTube for a song called Monster Freestyle, he rapped, "I'ma start a riot like it's Baltimore."
Yours mess with my circle, I'ma start a riot like it's Baltimore. I'm undefeated.
This information supports the premise that this shooting, just as the other shootings, are orchestrated by the spirit of Antichrist to cause chaos and riots aimed at the destruction of America and the formation of the one world government. Before I end this video, I would also like to point out the fact that Big Brother uses Facebook and other social media postings to investigate and gather information on the American public.
The police are using social networking sites like Facebook to view your photographs, email addresses, lists of friends, cell phone numbers, all that stuff, GPS coordinates, to build a file against you and your acquaintances.
Individuals who put their life stories on Facebook are in reality only building a dossier of personal and sensitive information which can and will be used against them at a later date. These pictures were taken from Sylville's social media postings, and they are being used to paint a picture of who this person was and why the police were justified in killing him. The pieces are being put in place. The game is fixed, and time is running out. Seek Messiah while you still can. Amen. Shalom.